Dunc Holder on a Friday, April 27th. Larry Holder, Jeff Duncan, Clyde Verdun here at the TPC Louisiana Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Wednesday, we're at the 19th hole. Thursday, we were at the Acme tent. And today, we are at the Champions Club right along the fairway of the 18th hole. I think we're seeing our first grouping come through here because they teed off at 10, and so the first group was going to be coming in here and playing their 9th hole. But, of course, so much to talk about. We're at the Champions Club. My goodness, this is the end-all, be-all of the facilities here if you're looking for food, beverages here at Zurich Classic. Of course, it's the Fidelity Bank Champions Club. Look, they've got Arno's, Galatoire's, Dickie Brennan's Tableau, PJ's Coffee, NOLA, Drago's, Mr. B's Bistro, Jamba Juice, Rufino's. This is where it's at. And Jeff walks up and says, man, I kind of like the view here. All right. Good.
Ground zero.
Yes,
Would you say
exactly.
This is the place to be on the course? I mean, there were a bunch of great spots. We've been at a bunch of them. But the view here on 18, you got the lake and the finishing hole. And, Larry, if I were coming to the course as just a fan, I wouldn't leave this place.
No.
They'd have to kick me out. It'd be a barnacle.
That you would certainly be a barnacle or maybe a parasite, maybe.
Barfly.
A parasite that sucks the life out of everything else
Well,
around
of course,
it.
I opened that one up for Clyde.
Yeah, naturally.
Just saying.
Clydeco over
Yes,
here.
the old
We will
Clydicos.
now refer to Clyde as Clydeco from now on.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, that's just his musical group, the Clydicos. Anyway, great, beautiful day. No rain this morning like yesterday morning. But it's gorgeous. Of course, get on out here. The crowds, I'm sure, will be a little thicker today. People are taking off work on a Friday.
Supposed to be big, Larry.
I've already seen friends of mine who are here walking around. They got here before I even got here. So, look, get on out here. Of course, awesome weekend for sports. Should we recap maybe the NFL draft? Maybe a little bit?
At some
maybe?
point in the show, we'll get to it, I guess. Maybe like in the second hour at the very end.
Yeah, maybe if we have time for it.
Yeah, because I think there's going to be some interest in it, I believe. Some people
Just,
will be interested.
just a touch. The Saints move up to go get Marcus Davenport, the pass rusher from Texas San Antonio. Bold move, and one that someone on this set boldly proclaimed around 2:30 p.m. yesterday.
Man,
so much
back
so.
slapping over here.
So much so.
You hurting yourself, slapping yourself on the back?
No,
Yeah.
when you're good, you're good. When you're great,
hurt
you're
yourself.
great.
Yeah,
and when you can peg the pick, peg the team they're trading for with that pick 6.5 hours before it happens, I think it deserves a back pat.
Okay, I'm going to ruin this now.
That would be
Larry,
me.
You called it.
That would be me.
Larry, you are so astute and so on the money. You read all the tea leaves correctly. Clearly, you just are the best at what you do. And obviously, we don't know how we do this without you. So thank you so much for graciously giving us the manna, which was the pick that happened last night in the NFL draft.
Clyde, here's your $5
Thank
for
you. I
your
appreciate
cheap
that.
plug.
Thank you.
Look, I think we all agree the Saints needed to do something bold if they were going to try to get up and get somebody of Marcus Davenport's caliber. And I give them credit for doing it. I mean, they took matters in their own hands. Your column today, I think, hit the nail on the head. That they weren't going to let luck come into play. They weren't going to try and wait out the chance that Marcus Davenport was going to fall to 27. He wasn't going to fall to 27, and you don't get a guy like him at 27. They've learned that over the years. You don't find guys like that in free agency. They've tried the last few years. You got to go get one. You got to go high. And, look, he's not a finished product. We're not talking about a guy that is going to step in and from day one be like Marshawn Lattimore. That's not going to happen. But he's got the ability down the road to be that kind of special playmaker that they've lacked in the defensive line for a number of years.
Absolutely. And you're going to hear from Sean Payton in his post-draft press conference. Of course, it came up earlier than what people thought. And I asked him specifically about the widespread speculation about a quarterback, and he shot that down, which I knew he would. Basically, I just wanted him to say it in his own words because we have been widely against knowing that they were not going to go quarterback. We knew it. Groupthink. We've been talking about groupthink all week, the tight end, quarterback, Lamar Jackson. That was the talk, and no, that was not going to be the case. And we've been trying hopefully successfully, to talk sense into our listeners and our readers at NOLA.com. And they went and got their guy. And make no mistake, this was their guy. Would they have liked Bradley Chubb? No doubt. The price was going to be certainly too high. The fact that he slipped from 4 to 5 was even a surprise. And, of course, the surprise of the draft, Baker Mayfield. So, but look, as far as Marcus Davenport, Sean Payton had no qualms about admitting he's got some raw talent, and they need to fix some things. And you'll hear his thoughts on this. But, look, Jeff, you thought it was a home run, the fact that they went for it. And I would agree that it's a pick that the fact that they were aggressive, they went and targeted the position that everyone has been clamoring for years as far as in the draft. I mean, just think last year. Pick 1 goes by, no pass rusher. 32 goes by, no pass rusher. The Marcus Williams pick, the Alvin Kamara pick, the Alex Anzalone pick. You don't get to a pass rusher until Trey Hendrickson, and he's not your prototypical pass rusher that you were thinking about here with the Saints. And they went out and got it. And I will say this, when I put out my theory, I'm going to put that in quotes, my theory about moving up, taking Marcus Davenport, Green Bay would be around the pick where they would do it at 14. The reaction was mixed, and then once they actually pulled the trigger and made it happen, the reaction on my social media feed was, "This is great! Oh, I knew it all along!" You know, everyone's tune changed when they actually landed Davenport, and they had to get on board because they kind of feared the raw tag that he had.
Yeah, there's a little of that out there, but I think you have to put your faith in the Saints personnel department, their coaching staff. They obviously have a lot of faith in Ryan Nielsen, the defensive line coach. Just look at the difference he made in David Onyemata in 1 year. They feel like he can do the same thing with Marcus Davenport. And look, a year ago, I wanted the Saints to trade up at the end of the first round because there were a lot of pass rushers that were going off the board in the 20s. And specifically, the guy I wish they would have traded up for was Tack McKinley. But they did the exact same strategy this year. They knew those guys weren't going to fall to them at 27, so they went up and got them. And that's what I'm getting at is you reward people that make bold, aggressive moves. Marcus Davenport might not work out. I mean, it's very possible that he's nothing more than just a rotational player. You just don't know. And it'll look bad down the road that they traded for 2 first-round picks, but that's not the point. The point is they were aggressive and went for a guy that they thought could be a difference maker. And you have to reward, I think, bold moves like that. You can't sit back in this league. It's too competitive, especially with what we've seen this offseason. Larry Clyde, I mean, the guys like, the Los Angeles Rams making moves right and left. We've seen a number of peers, the Packers making moves to try and get help. And the Saints have kind of sat back. They needed to make a move, I think, in this instance, and I give them credit for doing it.
Absolutely. No doubt about that. And when you look at the need, it's a need. They were bold to go get the need, and we were thinking possibly that Harold Landry might be a guy they would look at. He fell out of the first round. There's probably some injury concerns there, and so they targeted a guy. They went out and got him, and you could question the player at some point, but you can't question the strategy. They targeted a guy, and it wasn't just then. They targeted the guy. Sean Payton even said maybe a week. Maybe it's been 2 weeks that we targeted a guy and we were going to trade up for him, and they did exactly that.
This was a guy that they went to the building yesterday knowing they were going to trade up for.
Yes.
Knowing they were going to at least try to, and they thought they were going to be successful, but it had to be the right spot. But he said they started trying to make calls to trade up for Davenport around 8 or 9. So that's all the way up in the top 10. That's how aggressive they were being. Probably didn't like the asking price. Probably didn't find enough potential trade suitors. But it just shows you how much they liked Davenport. He mentioned a couple other guys. Tremaine Edmonds they liked. I can't remember if he said any more than him. But there were other guys they liked. I don't think they liked him as much as Davenport. And I don't think they would have traded up to the same level maybe to get Edmonds.
Exactly. So, all right, let's take a quick break right here on the show. When we get back, we will talk Fidelity Bank Champions Club. We're here at the TPC Louisiana Zurich Classic, and a familiar face in the food world may jump on. You ever heard of Drago's? I'm pretty sure you have. So we'll talk about some delicious oysters with Tommy from Drago's here. So come on back. Sports 1280, NOLA.com, the iHeartRadio app. Dunc Holder.